Fighting between Thailand and Cambodia is into its fourth day, despite an intervention by US President Donald Trump. He said both sides had agreed to meet immediately to work out a ceasefire, but artillery erupted once more on Sunday morning near two ancient temples on the border. So far, 33 people are confirmed to have been killed and more than 200,000 displaced. Tommy Walker is on the ground for us in Surin in Thailand. Tommy, what's going on where you are?
I'm at Surin Hospital, where there are a few people who have been injured by these attacks, this conflict, actually staying and getting treatment. It's the fourth day of this conflict, as mentioned. There was attacks this morning in Surin, outside in the rural areas. Thailand reports that as early as 4 a.m., Cambodia were firing weaponry and attacks into the area. So the conflict's ongoing, and people are still being treated in the hospital. We're still waiting to see about that potential ceasefire. Suspended Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra is actually due at this hospital in the next hour or so. So hopefully we'll get word on when Thailand and Cambodia plan to meet. But for now, everyone, again, is still sort of waiting to see what the next developments are.
I don't know if you've spoken to people there about this supposed ceasefire discussions touted by Trump. What do people make of it?
I mean, Trump, this sort of news broke out yesterday evening here. So people, I think, are really just more concerned about on-the-ground situation. When you speak to people at these evacuation centres, they're not really thinking about the politics or the diplomacy of what's going on. They're thinking really the immediate, when can I leave this evacuation centre? Although they are being looked after by government aid and volunteer organisations, these makeshift evacuation centres look uncomfortable, and there are thousands throughout areas, away from the border in Thailand. So people are in limbo. They're just waiting to see what happens next. But with the conflict continuing, if you're in certain areas of the Thai side of the border, you can hear it. So I think people are more concerned with how do we avoid this, and how do we, cover and take shelter and avoid any sort of potential risks.
Yeah, and when you've been at those evacuation centres, do you get a sense of the scale of these evacuations? I mentioned there are 200,000 people across both sides of the border. Are there many people fleeing their homes visibly that you can see?
I mean, look, if you go close to the border line, you can tell you're there straight away because the roads are empty, apart from, military convoys and the odd villager who has probably remained stubborn and doesn't want to leave. The vast majority of people have left. So most of the evacuations were done certainly in Buriram, Surin, Sisaket, these sort of areas which have been affected by this conflict. Most of the evacuations were done in the first couple of hours of when this conflict broke out. We were hearing reports further in Ubud that there was an evacuation order yesterday, but we still have to verify that. But yeah, thousands of people are waiting to go home. And until a ceasefire is agreed, that won't be happening anytime soon. So the conflict continues for a fourth day. I'd imagine it'll go on for another day or so before we know more about when ceasefire may take place.
All right, I'll let you get prepared for the arrival of Paetongtarn Shinawatra then. Thanks for that report, Tommy Walker.
Thank you.